Welcome back to the channel. From track to advocacy, Allyson Felix on her fight for maternal rights in sports. It's a much bigger story than mine. Seven-time Olympic gold medalist Allyson Felix shares insights into her advocacy work following a screening of the documentary She Runs the World at Lausanne's Olympic Museum. Today, we're diving into the powerful story of Allyson Felix, seven-time Olympic gold medalist, the most decorated track and field athlete in history, and now, a fearless advocate for maternal rights in sports. Recently, Felix was at Lausanne's Olympic Museum for the screening of her documentary She Runs the World. The film not only celebrates her legendary career but also shines a light on her toughest battle, one fought off the track. At the height of her career, when she became pregnant, her sponsor proposed cutting her contract by nearly 70%, even while still using her image. For Felix, that moment was life-changing. She realized this fight was bigger than her. As she puts it, it's a much bigger story than mine. It's something that so many women relate to across industries. The documentary shows the turning point, the birth of her daughter, who had to spend time in the NICU. It was then Felix faced a crossroads: stay silent or speak up. She chose to raise her voice, not just for herself, but for her daughter and the next generation of women. Felix, who always described herself as an introvert and a people-pleaser, found courage in advocacy. Her leadership has since inspired massive change in how brands, federations, and even the Olympic movement treat female athletes and mothers. IOC President Kirsty Coventry praised Felix's courage, saying, "You're changing lives, you're challenging the big powers that most people are too scared to challenge." Now, as a member of the IOC Athletes Commission and a 2025 inductee into the Team USA Hall of Fame alongside Serena Williams, Felix says she's excited about her next chapter. "I'm excited about the work that I get to do now." Her story reminds us that success isn't just medals and records. Sometimes, it's using your platform to fight for what's right. And in Felix's words, to have a voice. To really use it. Against the backdrop of Olympic history at Lausanne's Olympic Museum, Allyson Felix, the most decorated track and field athlete of all time, joined in a Q&A following the showing of the documentary about her, She Runs the World. The film showcases all the highlights of Fraser's incredible career, and the challenges a pregnant Felix faced when a sponsor proposed cutting her sponsorship by nearly 70% while continuing to use her image. Felix's 90-minute documentary finishes with a final quote from the five-time Olympian. "There are a lot of ways to define success. You can be intimidated sometimes, but if something doesn't feel right, you need to speak up. To have a voice. To really use it." IOC President Kirsty Coventry introduced Felix, who recently joined the IOC Athletes Commission, and thanked her for her courage and leadership, saying, "Congratulations on truly being a leader, not just a female leader but a leader. You're changing lives, you're changing statuses, and you're challenging the big powers that most people are too scared to challenge." Felix shared personal experiences, insights, and hopes for change in a Q&A session following the showing, which, of course, received a huge round of applause. Allyson Felix on her next chapter of leadership. "I'm excited about the work that I get to do now." Serena Williams, Allyson Felix lead Team USA Hall of Fame nods for 2025. Allyson Felix on IOC vote, "I can't wait to represent you all." There's a moment in the documentary where Felix recognizes that her fight for maternal rights with her sponsor was bigger than her own personal experience. "It's a much bigger story than mine," she shares with the audience. "It is something that so many women relate to across industries." Felix also describes herself as an introvert who had spent her career with her head down, doing the work, a people-pleaser, don't want to ruffle any feathers. Which made her transition to advocacy all the more noteworthy. But after her daughter's difficult birth and NICU stay, which is a pivotal moment in the documentary, Felix says she faced a crossroads. "I can put my name to what I'm going through. I can speak up, or I can, kind of back away in the shadows." Ultimately, Felix says she chose to fight on behalf of her daughter and the next generation. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more college football coverage every week. Welcome to the channel, family, and thank you for being here. See you in the next one.